Hello, and welcome to another game of Fury of Dracula. This is the third game in my match against Pizzawizard. So we went 1-1 in the first two games, and I lost with a better IDS, or I did slightly better as Hunters than he did. So I have choice to pick Hunters or Dracula in this game, and I've chosen Hunters. So hopefully we can convert this. Whoever wins this game wins the tournament. We have Hunters. What could go wrong? We are suspicious that maybe he doesn't want to try Spain again. He tried Spain last time. He tried Spain, like last time we played in this game of three. He tried Spain. He tried Spain and run out of the first time we played in the tournament. He tried Spain and then stay in Spain. And then he got a little stuck in Spain and decided he wanted to leave. And then I'd drawn all the power cards, so when he tried to leave, I killed him. Then when he had Dracula again in our best of three earlier, he tried Spain and leave Spain quickly, so that he wouldn't get stuck in Spain. I sent Seward into Spain, and cleared Spain. And the game went relatively comfortably. So I'm thinking that maybe he hasn't tried Spain. He's not going to try Spain again. Although you saw my mouse pointing out some things. Maybe he's going to go Alicante. That's not Alicante. Barcelona 4. Maybe 39. Maybe East, like 1756 on the Black Sea coast. Or maybe he's going to try and do like Spain, but like really commit to Spain this time. Go like 31, 12, 26, 1, 48, 34. And say, come and get me. So those are my ideas of where he's going to put his. Those are my ideas for what I think he's going to try. Heavenly Host and Knife. Never going to complain about that. And a horse and hired scouts. Okay, now it's a shame that this is hired scouts on the quote-unquote misdirect location. If it was a round later, I'd check 12. Because if he has, but I don't want to check like 31, 34. And then full foul to, assume he's not in 12 and then go like full foul to 26, starting 26 now and then moving to 12 next turn, planning to misdirect 26. So considering checking Lisbon, like to rule out the power I was scared of 31, 12, 26, 1, 48, 34. But I decided not to. Let's start checking the extremities in the east. In the future, like my future hive scouts aren't going to be in the east now, right? Because lots of other places to check. And we draw local rumours and he's in Manchester. Huge. This is good. He's there. He's in Manchester. We don't have full power CG, which is a shame. Yeah, and Holy Bullets aren't doing much, are they? Okay. Well, tickets, I guess. Okay. Slow tickets. That's good. I don't want to be dropping Rife and Heavenly Host. Like if Logadowing draws 2 good items, I want to keep both of those items. So someone's trading with Logadowing, and I'm guessing that should be Seward, because I want to suit him up with good items as quickly as possible. So Logadowing, give me your stuff. Please. Okay, we should think, do we want the horse on Seward? The answer is yes. We don't want to be left with 3 horses in the deck and only 2 people in Munich. So we'll leave the horse on Seward, take Logadowing stuff, and then we need to get 1 more item onto Seward before he can leave. Currently we've got no movement events. I mean, unsurprising, I can't complain. We've drawn 2 immediate events in the planned ambush and a Drac event. Currently there's no movement hacks, so Seward's going to take a move to get to 30 with a train ticket, a move to 27, a move to the North Sea, a move to Edinburgh. So that means he's got up to, if he's, in order to arrive in Edinburgh in time to clear it, presuming it is Edinburgh, he's got 2 turns to stand here and supply. Evil Presence, that's not very useful. Yep, you need some stuff. Like, he could block Manchester now, but he's got no stuff to block Manchester with. It's not a very good idea. That's a slow ticket, that's good. We've got a Garlic Reef. Anyone got anything better than a Garlic Reef? I don't really want Crucifix or Dogs. Does Mina have anything good? Mina's got a rifle. I can't remember what Mina just supplied. Mina has a rifle and a Garlic Reef. Well, I guess we're waiting 1 more turn then, because I don't want better trash. I want good items. So we should dig for a ticket or trade with good items. Probably just dig for a ticket. But we do still want the white ones. Yep, we want a second ticket on Van Helsing so that he can. And it's good. He drew 2 white 2 tickets, which is good for him. It means that he can move away from Dracula and not be chased if he needs to, or cost Dracula his wolf form in order to chase him. Okay, Manchester has been misdirected. So he's now either in Manchester or in... I guess technically he could have gone left. Out of Manchester initially. Right, Logadowing, that is not the stuff you were supposed to be forewarned. That's a good day. Okay, a Heavenly Host. We like Heavenly Hosts. A knife. I like knife. I have knife, garlic, and bullets now. I can work with knife, garlic, and bullets. Yes, no one has a stake. I want Seward to get a stake before he leaves. But that means I either need to send him... Right, so if the trail is going to slide, so the first encounter is getting to the third position, so then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get there and clear it, which is 30, 27 North Sea, Manchester. So we need to move this turn if we want to be able to clear Manchester with Seward. Not Manchester, Edinburgh, sorry. Which I do. Okay, he's got a white 1 ticket. We should probably start trading. Like, Mina has planned ambush. So we can take the planned ambush off Mina. Give us as much power as possible. Okay, give us as much power as possible in England. Right, apologies if the audio has been messed up slightly. I've just changed to using my headphones on my laptop's audio. Hopefully it was okay before. Seward, what do you want? You can have anything of your choice, but no steak. I guess we don't want Seward to have the white 1, because the train tickets are actually useful in England, and he's about to spend a ticket anyway. So might as well give him the yellow 2 to spend. Yep, one of these heavenly hosts is going to have to do as a stake. That's okay. Heavenly hosts are kind of stake-like. You can play a heavenly host into a reckless vampire and kill it. So yeah, sure. Okay, and it is rumoured. So, okay, that's a horse, that's okay. Speedy telegraph, that's fine. Yep, we're not rolling horses, obviously, because the train ticket is good enough, and we haven't found all the white ones. That's a heavenly host as well. We're going to drop bullets, because we haven't got a gun. Hired scouts. Okay, he was clearly in Edinburgh. And then if he hasn't hidden, I want to prevent hide in 32. If he has hidden, then I don't need to prevent hide. So that's fine. But if he had gone 19, 35, 32, then he would now be basically forced to go to 52 and then hide. He doesn't have a choice as to where he hides. But he had already hidden, and therefore we don't need to flip 35 because it doesn't do anything. We know it's 35. Lord Godalming, in charge of tickets, as always. Seward, you can replace your ticket as well. That's nice. We're supposed to get that forewarned off Lord Godalming and give that to Seward. Yes. If there's fog in Edinburgh, I want Seward to be able to forewarn the fog. The trade only rearranges items, so we don't actually need to do the trade. Do we still need the white 1 tickets? Yes. We only have 2. So you should just draw a ticket. Or trade with Lord Down. We actually took the white one off him. That's basically the same. Yes. In fact, might be better. Take the horse off him, because he's probably going to draw the other horse. I mean, you might as well. You can give him the rifle as well. Or you can do that next turn. It's fine as well. But it's not like Mina's going to have anything to do at night for the foreseeable future. Okay, Dracula is now in 32. And Seward is arriving at 19, just in time. But there's a high card. We can always forewarn the high card. But it's a bit. And we still haven't drawn a stake. Getting ridiculous. I don't need garlic reef. I definitely don't need the dog for now. And there's an advantage to not putting both crucifixes in discard. Seward, off you go. Get to Edinburgh. You are still in charge of supplying Holy Circle. Yeah, we'll keep Holy Circle over Garlic. Like an upgraded escape is better than an upgraded dodge. Well, there's the first stake. First stake, there's 15 cards left. Goodness gracious. Might as well take tickets. Nice, okay. In Munich, all of the tickets are perfect. We're trading with Seward to give him the forewarned now. It's a shame that yeah, do we want to give him planned ambush? Maybe, maybe not. Because he's only got a Heavenly Host. Like his Heavenly Host is his stake in order to kill the potential Reckless Vampire in Edinburgh. Do we want him to be doing that with or without a planned ambush? Yeah, and getting the stake onto Mina so getting the knife onto Mina makes sense. I definitely want a knife on Mina. That's all of the knives account. We have all of the knives. Seward has a knife, Van Helsing has a knife, Mina has a knife. And we also have all of the Heavenly Hosts. Seward has 2, Van Helsing has 1. Yep. Someone's got some rifles. Second forewarned. Okay, don't need wax cylinders, I guess. Be a shame. It would have been useful to like have wax cylinders a little, but Van Helsing's too busy trading the forewarned around. The urgency on the forewarned is much more important. Okay. Stay in London. Ah, steak. That's nice. Now we don't necessarily need to spend the forewarned getting to Edinburgh if it's bats. Chartered carriage, that would have been useful about 4 turns ago. Nothing better to do than to trade. Yeah. Could give Mina the rifle instead of a crucifix. Maybe. You have too many events, so give me the forewarned. And we will trade again. There's nothing else to do. There's no trade to happen either, but you know, maybe he won't notice that we're trading rather than passing. Maybe he won't notice that we're trading twice. whereas he might notice if we pass. Dracula is coming to say hello. Interesting. Do we need this planned ambush to kill the vampire? Emphatically no, because we can just move to the vampire with a train ticket and then stab it with a stake. So this planned ambush is free. Like Van Helsing has forewarned, Seward has forewarned. If there's fog, Seward will forewarn the fog. And then if it is fog, then maybe still Van Helsing moves there to stab it with a stake. Maybe. But if we kept the planned ambush, we wouldn't have to move there. But no, we can't trade the planned ambush to Seward before we have to search, because we didn't play Speed Telegraph a moment ago. So planned ambush isn't helping Seward. Hello, Dracula. Now, we have the most stacked combat hand. Well, not quite the most stacked. Like, if we replace, like, Stake with Holy Circle, it's even more stacked. But we've drawn the best two combat items, Heavenly Host and Knife. And Dracula shouldn't expect that we have. Like, we've only supplied 6 times. So, given we've drawn so well, maybe we should just like play our good cards. Dracula might think that we have a a rifle, and he can play fangs into it. He can play fangs, therefore with no fear. He might think we have garlic, in which case, what are we really achieving in this fight? As soon as we show garlic, he's like, well, we're fine now. Nice. Good. 7 damage in. We've taken 0. Punch, dodge, escape. They're all viable. Dracula probably isn't playing strength. Like, he probably guesses that we don't have another weapon. He's probably playing fangs if he has it. Because fangs is good into punch and good into escape. And it's fine to dodge because it improves his hand, because he then hasn't got to play fangs when I have knife not on cooldown. So I play dodge to try and dodge fangs. Or I punch because it does damage. Like 1 damage into claws is pretty good. Like taking Dracula down to 7 is great. And he plots. I was so going to punch. Maybe I should have guessed that he seemed to have an undesirable combat hand. Like choosing to mesmerize round 1 doesn't feel like choosing to mesmerize into planned ambush. Like maybe he didn't have strengths. He's just plotted. We could play knife if we think he's going to play fangs. But he didn't play fangs. We thought he would have played fangs last turn if he had it, but he just plotted so he could have whatever he wants now. But we're good with this. Okay, we've got a knife back. Knife is available. Surely he's got strength by now. He played fangs. Okay. That was his first fangs, so he's got one left. He's played strength once. Maybe he doesn't have his other strength. But also, if we do play knife into strength, it's fine. We take 2 damage. I'm okay with that. He just might not have it. Like, if he has strength, I'm pretty sure he plays it the vast majority of the time. Two damage is okay. I get 3 back. It's down to 5. That's huge. Van Helsing, well done. You have single-handedly chopped off both of his arms. That's the horse. We don't need the Holy Circle. Hired scouts, useless basically. I guess we'll flip 2 locations. I didn't see how it could possibly make any difference. Okay. And Seward. What's here? Bats. This is good. You've cleared the bats. We're going to get moved to Manchester. Hopefully that's not a night fight with a vampire, because that might hurt a bit. But Van Helsing is actually the one with the stake who wants to run away from Dracula, so this is okay. We have great strength, so we can, if we choose to, we can guarantee that we don't die in this fight. Like escape, dodge, escape, dodge, escape. Sorry, escape, dodge, escape, dodge, escape, dodge is guaranteed to take at most 4 damage. Likewise, escape, punch, escape, dodge is guaranteed to take at most 4 damage. And we have great strength, so we can choose to guaranteed live. But I don't want to if Dracula predicts that we're going to do that, I don't want to give Dracula like a guaranteed path to using up our great strength. So I play knife first. I did roll a dice to decide what I was going to do. And the dice came up with knife. Which is okay. It feels likely that Dracula didn't have fangs in the opening hand, because I feel the odds of me escaping are really quite high in round 1. Like the fangs or mesmerize, right? That's the classic reckless round 1. Strength, good. Maybe he didn't have mesmerize round 1. Maybe he had a poor combat hand. And the point is that knife is a good thing to play into fangs or mesmerize. Hence, I want it in my list of probabilities. Like, I want to include it in my things I might play in the ambush. But I was frustrated with my dice rolled that way. I didn't want it to land on knife. I wanted it to land on escape, but there still have been the probability that I might have played knife. Which anyway, hopefully not a night fight.
please. Rats. Oh, that's fine. No, not for warning the rats. You have the stake, so poke the man with the stake. And then Dracula, please don't wolf form onto my location and try and kill me. Please. I mean, I've got great strength, so I probably survive the day fight. And then Dracula probably has to go to sea the next day to run away from Seward. But I would still rather not have a day fight with a 2 health Van Helsing. Yeah. Dracula, please don't come and say hello. I want you to not say hello. He feeds. Okay, fine. I mean, it's not too bad if Van Helsing dies. Like, I give up 3 influence and I drop a knife. Obviously, I'd use great strength to try and not die first. And I give up Thorn. Van Helsing's already spent his hit points. He's already spent most of his items. And he'd spend half of his events in trying to not die. Van Helsing dying wouldn't be too bad. Although it would severely reduce my presence in England. But like most of my presence in England is Seward, right? Lord Godalming, if you could just make some progress through the event deck, that would be great. And Seward underlays. Van Helsing, you will heal at night, so take an item in day. Or an item and an event. Aggie. Well, yes, please. I do have surprising return, so I could search, but might as well take her as an ally now. Like Lord Godalming has surprising return, I think. Yep, Mina, keep supplying, please. Okay, there's it. Yes, we now have 2 surprising returns and no ally in the discard. But that's okay. You can heal back to full. You heal up to 3 hit points, please, so that you can't be. Also, it's much harder for you to. Yeah, so you can't, with great strength, you can't be killed in a day fight, if I so choose. Yeah, still pretending to trade. We are good with these items as they are distributed. It's important that in the future we don't discard these stakes, because Seward went to England with a fake stake. I want Drac to still be under the impression that Seward has a stake, which means holding on to stakes in Munich, perhaps more so than I would want, so that they don't appear in the discard pile and Dracula realise, oh, maybe Seward doesn't have a stake because they're in the discard pile. There's still one in the deck, but we want to hold on to 2 stakes in Munich. Well, Van Helsing needs to supply, but it's not his turn yet. Lord Godalming wants to supply. And the question is going to be, what does Seward want to do? I don't think I need to move yet with Lord Godalming. I feel Seward is doing a great job in England. Well, Seward is being a great presence, and Van Helsing has done a great job in England. if and when Dracula moves to the sea, then we can move Logodown to France. But until then, keep going through the item deck until the item deck runs out, and then have a quick pause where we try and use up the Heavenly Hosts in England. So it has Forewarned. Aggie is in play. So we can take a fight with Dracula in Plymouth. So we're going to move onto Dracula. There is I don't think that a reasonable Dracula player will anticipate that Seward has 2 Heavenly Hosts. Because I didn't want to give him 2 Heavenly Hosts. I wanted to give him a stake. I wanted to give him Horse, Knife, Heavenly Host stake. That would be my ideal. But the stake didn't appear quickly enough. So I think Dracula might anticipate this and expect that I have a stake, not a Heavenly Host. So if in my fight with Dracula, if the first Heavenly Host resolves, then I don't think he plays Fangs round 2 to block the second Heavenly Host. I think he plays Strength to block a knife, or Mesmerize to block a knife. So there's a 36% chance that he doesn't have Fangs in his opening hand, and therefore the first Heavenly Host resolves. And at which point, I don't think he will see the second Heavenly Host coming. So I instantly win the game. 36% chance. And do I horse there, or do I take a train? I'm making my ticket economy worse by taking a horse, so by taking a train. But horse economy isn't perfect because Van Helsing is messing it up. I suppose I shouldn't complain about Van Helsing. He has recently done a very excellent job. Mob. I'd like to keep my items and my hit points, given I'm about to solo Dracula. So let's spend Forewarned. Okay. So we've spent a Forewarned and a train ticket, I guess, and a stake and a planned ambush. Nice. We spent a Forewarned to clear a location. A Forewarned and a day action to clear a location. And now we're going to have a fight where we have a 30 consecrated ground. Yes, please. We don't have an ally. Surprise and Return is a good event, probably even better than Chartered Carriage in this situation, if we had an ally available to us. But Aggie is in play. We'll keep Vampire Lair in case someone dies in the imminent future. We can spend the stake that we have right now. Okay, so 36% chance that we just win the game because Dracula doesn't have Fangs in his opening hand. And there's a 64% chance that Dracula probably chooses to play Fangs. So we'll play Heavenly Host. Playing Heavenly Host into Fangs is better than playing Knife into Strength. Because in the future we'll have we get to use up the Heavenly Host that Dracula predicts that we have. So the second Heavenly Host is going to hit. We also can just punch here. Punch hasn't got any bad interactions. Punch into claws is the worst, I guess, or punch into strength is fine. We're Seward, we heal quickly. It's only 2 damage. He doesn't break a knife. so we could punch. But we play Heavenly Host into Fangs instead. Whoops, that's okay. Aggie's in play, he doesn't heal. We don't use great strength, obviously. Reveal our horse. Discard the Heavenly Host that Dracula predicted that we have. But now he won't predict that we have the second one. I hope. Yep, heal to full. Come on, get some hit points back, Van Helsing. And now we bother to pass as opposed to pretending to trade. We got tired of pretending to trade. Okay, Dracula has laired Manchester. And is moving to London. Yes. Okay. We have CG. So we actually want to find something for Lord Godalming and Mina to do, which isn't reshuffle the item deck with the Heavenly Host that Seward is potentially about to want to play in combat, not yet in combat. I do also prefer the Psychic Scan in France than the Psychic. Like, if Dracula might be leaving England soon, it seems quite plausible. And I prefer the Psychic Scan in France to the Psychic Scan in Germany for when Dracula has just left France. Okay, Steward has forewarned, so anything here should be fine. If it's a vampire, it's a little awkward, but that's good. And you don't reshuffle the item deck, please. Thanks. Good. You can set up a Psychic Scan in Strasbourg. Also, we have very good items on these two. Like, we have horse, stake, knife, horse, stake, rifle. Planned ambush. The aim is to kill Dracula. He won't predict we have the second Heavenly Host. So let's see what he does. Hopefully he plays like strength into Seward, predicting that he's going to play a knife. Or he plays like strength. Or he plays like punch. He plays mesmerize into Van Helsing because he doesn't have strength. Something like that. Claws. We will have a different card. We do have great strength, so this won't kill us. Knife takes me down to 1 HP. We then have Aggie in play, and because of that he can't block double punch. So we win. Yep, we would like to stay alive and stab you with a knife, thanks. I wonder if it's remotely possible for Dracula to have seen Lord Godalming and Mina move, and from that predict that Seward has a heavenly host, or Van Helsing has a heavenly host. But I think it's more likely that Van Helsing has a second heavenly host. But he just managed to supply one in Edinburgh. Okay, and he's killing Van Helsing. Okay, we could have dodged and made him strength Seward in order to have an opportunity to kill Van Helsing. But right, a win is a win. I don't need IDS. Like having Seward, like having Van Helsing dodge and Seward play punch or knife is, and then the following turn having them both punch is a guaranteed win. I suppose it might be more likely for that to leave to Van Helsing survive, but it doesn't matter. We weren't interested in IDS anyway. We won. Huge. Tournament won. In the entire league, I lost one game as Hunters. That's pretty good. We might see you all in a future league. You never know.